Now, you can also play this game in creative mode, which means that you don't have to worry about having food, gathering resources, things like that. More potatoes, always good. And you can have a lot of fun in creative mode. I would never tell anyone not to try it because it's a lot of fun. Ooh, look at that. We're up on top of the plains. Isn't that lovely? There's our furnace over there. That stuff's probably fully smelted. There's pumpkins. You might be tempted to pick that up thinking, oh good, food. No. No, right now it's not food. It's a decoration. You can make a jack-o'-lantern with it. That's really it. That's what it's good for right now. And I always tend to drink water whenever I'm near a freshwater source. It's just kind of become a habit for me. Just because I don't always actually have a canteen with me to drink from. Okay, yeah, those are melted. So we're going to hit F again. Or not melted, smelted would be the correct terminology, if you will. All right. Now we have gravel and we have dirt. So we're going to build up a little bit more of this area so that we have something a little bit more stable to work with. There we go. We're getting there. We'll get there faster once we have better tools. But right now we don't. So it is what it is. And you can do this one of two ways when you're picking these up. You can hover over each ingot and push F and release it, and it will pick it up. Or you can do what I did. You can start on the first one, push and hold F, and just drag. And now we have iron ingots. We're going to go ahead, put some more in, and fire this thing up again. Get it going. There we go. Now, let's go over here to our crafting bench. And we're going to go back to our tools. Now, remember axe and pickaxe. All right, we need sticks. Resources. Lumber. But we already have lumber. So let's just make sticks. We'll just do 20 sticks. That should get us through the next few things we need. We're going to make an axe. We're going to make a pickaxe. And we're also going to make a rake. And let's see, we still have 5 iron ingots. What else? Ooh, we're going to make a sickle. Now, you don't really need all of these right away, but it is nice to have. So, let's see. Let's take our sickle. We'll just leave that cheap little thing down there. And you click. Come on. If you're at the right angle, you click and the grass goes away. Now, this does not harvest grass. Keep that in mind. And when you've placed things on it, it does change the terrain. This doesn't harvest it. It basically just mows it down. Think of it as a lawnmower. You're not getting anything out of this other than clear land. That's really all there is. Now, sometimes, like right now, that's all you want is clear land. There is another tool here, your sickle, and I mix them up all the time because they're both S's. The sickle is the short one. The scythe is the long one. We'll make a sickle too because we're going to want to be able to actually do some real harvesting here soon. But let's get this a little bit more cleared off. Come on. Okay. Now the next thing that we want is going to be our rake. Now the rake is good for terrain. If you right click, it will raise your terrain. Always assuming that it's not rocks. It can't help you with rocks. And let's face it, why would you really expect a rake to be able to help you with a boulder? I mean, really now. So, right click to raise. left click to lower. And raising works best, I have found, if you kind of hold your little target here almost like halfway between where the terrain is and where you want it to be, and raise it up. There we go. Look at that. That's a much nicer, much more level, much more livable as well area, which is good. We want that because there's going to be a few other things we're going to want to make here. There we go. Look at that. That didn't count as rock. It leveled it off nicely. Excellent. Let's see if we can kind of bring this up a little bit over here. You want to be careful about raising your terrain too much because you do still want to be able to get down to the water without slipping, falling, and breaking a leg. That's no fun. I am very good at avoiding broken bones. I know that there are people who are not, and I always feel very bad for them when I see them falling off of cliffs and ending up with a broken leg, because that just looks absolutely horrible. Now, we have this nice big chunk right there of dirt. We're going to take the pickaxe and we're going to cut it down. And cut is really an inappropriate word. We're going to dig it out, basically. There's no shovel in the game yet, so you're using your pickaxe anytime that you really want to dig something up. But we're going to kind of level this out. And the rake is really good for smaller changes in terrain. If you're planning on making larger changes in terrain, you are going to want the pickaxe. And let's see. Nope, those are not done yet. We'll stay a little bit closer to home this time. Kind of keep an eye on those. We don't want to use up all of our fuel there. And, you know, we've got a few things to do here at home. So, let's get this fairly well knocked down. It's also nice because once it's knocked down, nothing's really going to be able to come up on us and take us by surprise. So we'll kind of chop away the grass too. Come on. The only thing I don't like about this is that it's fussy in terms of where you're standing and where you're pointing when you're using it. It's like the radius of this particular tool is really kind of odd. It's my only somewhat sort of complaint about it. It's not really much of a complaint. Overall, this game is really a lot of fun. Assuming that you like games that let you create things. I have heard a lot of people say that this is a better looking version of Minecraft. I've never played Minecraft, so I don't know. But based on videos that I've seen, I would tend to agree with them about that. The graphics in this are, in my opinion, very, very good, considering the fact that you are not buying a $60 video game. You are buying a, what is it, like $14.99 US early access game. This game is still in development. New updates are coming. One of the updates that we'll be getting soon will actually be mounts, like horses. So you'll be able to ride instead of walk once you get to a certain point. So still a lot of very exciting developments coming in this game. And it looks very good for an early access game. So all in all, I would say if you enjoy creative gameplay, definitely check this out. It's not much of a true survival game yet. I will admit that. Once you get to the point where you have your base built, you have your primary resources set, you're really not going to have much trouble in terms of surviving. And look at that, that's all done. So once again, hold F and just go right along that. There we go. But I still say that the game is worth it. Now, we want to feed ourselves, right? So let's do that fireplace. The skewer, I think those are smaller things. and the spit is for big pieces. I don't know if you can use them both together, so we're going to kind of do this fun little experiment, and we're going to see what happens, all right? So first off, there's your fireplace. Let's put it... That's fairly level. We'll put it right there. Now it automatically comes on. You don't have to keep fuel on it. There's your grill spit right over it. Let's take our ribs. And look at that. There they go. They kind of snap right to it. Right click and presto. There they are. Now you'll notice that you still have this little hand icon. So you can take them off the fire at any point in time. It doesn't mean they're cooked. To know whether or not they're cooked, you have to actually keep an eye on them. You have to watch them. So we want to stay very close by because we don't want our meat to burn. We really don't. That just would not be any fun. But let's see here. The skewers take sticks too. So let's make a few more sticks. We had one. They take 12. Yeah, well, we're crafting 12. So we'll make those. Now let's see if we can place the skewers. Maybe we can? I have a plus sign, but no, it's not going to let me because the spit is already over it. All right, so we're going to set those aside for the time being. Now we have our axe and our pickaxe. And look at that, we have more dirt. Yay, more dirt! You guys are all over here going, why is she so excited over dirt? Well, that's because it's going to do something really good for us. Just give it a minute. And we're just going to kind of level out our dirt here. Keep an eye on that. Nope, that still looks raw. We're going to leave that alone. Level this out here. Go back to our dirt. And once that's done cooking, we should have enough of a space here that I can show you guys the next thing that you're going to want to know how to do to survive. And that is actually have a farm so that you can have renewable resources. Yay, right? Totally boring, I know. That's okay. When you actually have food and can eat, you will find it much more fascinating, I promise. All right, so let's kind of bring up this area here just a little bit. Yeah, it's not going to be great, but we don't really need a lot of space right now. That's still not cooked. That's okay. I don't really expect it to be cooked right now. I'm just checking on it because I don't want it to burn. We're going to go back to our workbench here. We're going to craft a hoe. No jokes, people. No jokes. Now we have that. Check on our meat again. Nope, not quite ready. We're going to go over here and we're just going to left click, going around here. And you'll notice something looks a little different. What's going on? It's farmland. That's what's going on. This becomes farmland, and it's the same as the rake. Left click to lower, right click to raise. So we can just transform all of this into lovely, lovely farmland. That is now ready for planting. Of course, unfortunately, we don't have anything to plant there yet. That's the next thing that we're going to work on. Once that food is ready, we're really hungry. Now, I'm going to run down and get a drink of water, but that's only going to do so much. And you can really see when you have water, but not food. You can see the difference because my little water jug is nice and bright and green. And my fork and knife are pretty darn dull. All right, guys. This is taking a while. I don't really want to run off and start hunting for seedlings, harvesting seedlings, until our meat is ready, because otherwise we will burn it. Once it's cooked, it goes from cooked to burned in a very short period of time. Very, very short. So it really is important to keep an eye on your food when you're cooking. Kind of like real life, you don't really want to burn the house down just because you fell asleep while you were making dinner. Now, it's getting dark again. This is a very basic, primitive starting campsite. I know it may look a little boring, but trust me, we're in a safe location. We're surrounded by drinking water. We have the space here for everything that we need right away. Once you get to a more stable point, you can decide if you're going to actually build a nice little cabin on the lake here, or if you're going to go up to the top of that hill and build up there. Totally up to you. But for a start, this is really good. Now we're going to be wrapping up shortly here because I did say that these were not going to be very long series. I'm going to cut this video down into about 15-minute segments. We're going to grab that. It's still raw, you can see. We haven't finished cooking it. But real quick, we're going to sleep. And then when we get up, I'm going to very quickly go over finding and harvesting saplings or seedlings and then planting them so that you guys have a good foundation for how to get started in this game and how to keep yourself alive for more than a day. Because that's the goal, right? You want to stay alive. You want to keep having fun. All of that. And if you're dead, that's not really going to happen. And of course, as with all of my videos, you guys, if you have questions, comments, drop a comment down below. Please, 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 if you enjoy the video, if you find it helpful, be sure to hit that like button. And here we go. Tomato plant. Now, very important, make sure that you have the sickle and not the scythe in your hand. And left click, and there you go. You could see it said we got seedlings and tomatoes. We're going to do the same thing for the carrot down here. What's this? That was potatoes. Very good. Let's see. Anything else hanging around? Now, this is pretty good type of terrain. You're not likely to run into too many predators in this kind of an area. Places you would want to avoid until you have some good weapons would be anything that's very heavily forested and any kind of desert regions, because tigers appear out of nowhere and they will kill you in a heartbeat. All right, so we have some food, and you know what? Just for grins and giggles, let's go ahead and grab the pumpkin too. Just for grins and giggles. Alrighty. We're going to head back. Still a little dark out because it's really basically first thing in the morning. Oh my gosh, look at that. Pumpkin seeds, or not pumpkin seeds. Wow. Watermelon seeds. Okay. Now, back home we go. Cross our water here, and you can see you want to think when you're crossing water, you want to think about how deep it is and whether or not you're going to be able to climb out the other side, because you can get stuck in the water and you can drown, just like the goat, just like the pig. That can be you as well. So you want to be careful about that. All right, we've got all of our seeds here. Now we only really have a couple of each, but that's okay. We're just going to come over to our farmland here. You're right-clicking and holding, and you can see the progress bar as it plants. We're going to go ahead and plant everything that we have here. It's going to take it a while to grow. So if possible, unless your plan is to become a mighty hunter, it's generally a good idea to have a bit of a small crop field started pretty much right away, because it's going to take those a while to grow and become useful. So the sooner you have that put in, the better. Now our meat is still cooking, so let's grab a couple of bites to eat of something else before we die of starvation. All right, There we go. That looks pretty good, right? Now, these don't really count as weapons, the axe and pickaxe, but I would still make sure that you never leave your camp without one in your hand, because they may not kill anything that attacks you. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee you that they won't. But they might slow it down long enough for you to actually manage to run away. Never be afraid to run away. Run like hell. That is my strongest advice when encountering a predator. Until you have a good weapon, run like hell. All right, you guys. This is pretty much the basics of how to get started in Rising World. This does not talk about the construction system. We are not going to talk about the construction system, as I've said. You're going to want to look around for some more detailed videos on that. Safety Meeting does some really great videos about the construction system. And you guys can always hop into my live streams and watch what I'm doing there. Right now I've got a creative build going Sunday mornings on Twitch. A little bit of self-promotion here. Or Lady DeWinter, check her channel out. She does a lot. She works primarily with blocks, but some of the stuff that she's made is really impressive. And in the meantime, stay alive. Have fun. Drop me a comment if you have a thought, a suggestion, or a question. I'm happy to do more videos if you guys want. I will be doing other how to get started videos in other games as well. So stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.